Okay, I'm going to briefly talk through the data analysis practice project. So the majority of this class is really connected to and really explores the influence and the impact of data on web writing. The whole class is called web writing. We want to know, how do we use data? We've been using data forever. Like, people who've been on the internet, there have been click trackers since like early days of the internet, early days, like before I even had home internet, and I'm not that old. So what I want you to think about with this project, and what we're doing with this project, is we're practicing collecting data and then using that data to draw analysis and conclusions, to analyze and draw conclusions. So part one, the data assignment, is all about collecting the data. I have the steps laid out for you. Follow the steps. In the next project, you'll get a whole lot more choice than what you're getting in this project. This really is just practice, okay? So you've got two choices. You can either follow your own account and include your own social media data and then fill out the chart, or you can use the English and World Languages Instagram and fill out the chart, or you can use the English and World Languages Facebook and fill out the chart. If you use the Facebook, just note, because I use the Facebook data, you can't use those posts. You have to pick different ones. Fill out the chart. Like, I give you all the categories, just fill it out. We're practicing with all of this. Despite the fact that we're practicing this, there are some categories on here where you have to make judgment calls, you have to make decisions, and you have to start analyzing. Okay, so the first column is the image of the post, the second column is the date time posted. Those are completely straightforward. The third column is the title. I'm kind of roughly, because Facebook isn't great with titles, so title's going to be a little bit squiggly depending on the site that you're looking at. So I've included the title-ish. The next category, overview of the genre of the post. You're starting with your analysis here. What are you overviewing? What are you seeing? You have to synthesize and you have to summarize succinctly in this data chart, but you need to be systematic in your synthesis and in your analysis, so that the things you note about one post, you're also noting about all of the posts. If you get to number 5 and you start noting something new, then you need to go back and do it for the other 4. So all of these overviews of the genre, the categories need to match. They might not focus on the same genre category, the same genre example, or the same genre element. That's fine. That's kind of the whole point of posting on social media. It's just, you need to be consistent with what you're noting, how much you're paying attention to, and what goes into that column. Likes should be straightforward. These are the number of likes as of the day and the time that you collect the data. Comments as of the day and time. Shares as of the day and time. What you'll note is you're just putting numbers in there. You don't have to qualify or anything. You're not qualifying, you're just numbers. And then the last category, notes, that again, you're starting analysis. What is it that you're starting to notice? What is it you're starting to understand as the purpose of that particular post, as the purpose for potentially the audience, as having a key indicator that's connecting directly to the audience? So start the analysis there. Go over the audience analysis questions and see, should I note anything in this category based on the data that I'm collecting? Is something standing out to me that's not necessarily related to genre or doesn't necessarily exist across all the posts that I want to make sure to notice, because it might, doesn't have to be, it might be an important detail. Get as many might be important details into that notes column as you can, because you're gonna need it later. Okay, and then I'm gonna have you do an audience analysis, and then you're gonna upload all of that for the data portion of the assignment. For the data analysis practice project, I give you a series of questions and categories. You're analyzing the data that you've collected. What does the data that you've collected tell us, your academic readers, about what web writing is and how web writing functions for that account in that space over that brief time period? What's going on? What matters? And why does it matter? What are you noticing? And why does it matter? And why is it important? Like, those are the questions you're answering. What you'll really focus on is you're not critiquing. None of us are millionaire posters. None of the stuff that you're looking at in this category has anything to do with being a millionaire poster. We're really looking at, how does everyday content live in the internet, and why? And what's going on there, and why does it matter? So you need to make sure with this one to really answer the two major questions. So what, and why does it matter? So what are you noticing? So what about the data? So what is the data telling you, and why do all of those things matter? Make sure you also read through the rubric so you know what you're being evaluated on. If you have any questions on this assignment, you can send me a note on Tumblr, you can tag me on Tumblr, you can send me an email, or you can stop by office hours. I'll see you online.